Regis Philbin.
Thank you. Hi, George. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you. How are you? You well?
Thank you, Warren. I'm fine. Yeah.
What's happening, sir?
What's happening? I'm here in Toronto.
It's nice when you don't have a job anymore, isn't it?
That's right. You want to know something? It really is nothing on your head, you know. Get up in the morning, don't have to worry about anything. It's just wonderful.
Is it an adjustment in any way?
Well, yeah, but you know, I've been on the road with this book, making my book tour, and so there's so much going on that I really don't even know that I'm not working. I feel like I am.
For sure. But that's always been key to you, right? I mean, you've been going from the very beginning of this.
Heard a lot about you, George.
What did you hear?
I heard that you're Canada's gift to Canadian women.
Well, you know, Regis, Christmas is coming, and it is the time of gifts, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. No, but you are Canadian women's boyfriend. All of them. And a couple of guys probably, too.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. We're here for everybody, Regis.
No, but congratulations on a terrific show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to have a late-night show for a change,
Yes, it is. I like that.
Yeah,
I like
sure.
that. Morning's tough over the years?
Well, it is because, you know, you have to get up and put everything together and get out there and make it happen. At night, you've got most of the day to put together what you want to say and how you want to handle it and check up on the guests. So there is an advantage to it, no kidding.
For sure. I saw you, it came from Katie Couric, the idea that it was a contract reason that you quit, but maybe you weren't telling her the truth. Is that true?
A lot of people ask me that. Well, you know, did ABC try to keep Regis? Or did they just let him go when he said, I'm moving on? No, they came back with a contract, but it wasn't anything that inspired me to stay. So that's the answer to that, really.
I think that's awesome that you're in a position where you went, so here I am, Regis, I have this show. I don't need the show, and away I go.
Are you talking about yourself now?
No, you. No, I still have a contract.
Hang on to it.
I know.
No, I mean, I worked 28 and a half years on that show, in that studio, you know, with the same Gelman every time. And before that, I worked another 28 years in Hollywood, various shows.
Right.
And so I feel like, you know, it's time for me to maybe try something else. And I'm still thinking about that. I don't know what that is yet.
It's incredible if you go back to the time when someone prophesied to you that this would happen.
Yes. Did you read that in the book?
I did, yeah.
I believed in astrology. And I got a break in the 60s to replace Steve Allen. And
who's one of the most influential, if not the most influential, talk show host ever.
Terrific. He was so gifted and so talented. And so for something different, I said, get me an astrologer. So we got the guy from the Los Angeles Times, who's also nationally syndicated all over America, Sidney Omar. And so I bring him on, and I say, Sidney, you know my birthday, you know what the date is for the beginning of this show. How do you see things? He said, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be easy for you. It's not your show. Somebody is backstage calling the shots, and they were, and this isn't what you did to get here. Wow, I said, he's pretty close to it. But it was too late for me to change it around.
And this is pre-Wikipedia, so he couldn't have read that.
That's right. Right. That's right. So we waited 13 weeks till we got renewed, and I got cocky. I said, bring Omar back. And so Omar came back, and I said, well, Sidney, much of what you said was true, but I see blue skies ahead. We just got renewed. Tell me, what's going to happen? He said, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news every time I see you, but this show's going off in 48 hours. Gulp. 36 hours later, sure enough, I got the call to go to the Beverly Hills Hotel, and they told me it was over. And so he was right on the money.
Was the network executive? Like, how did he know?
You know, it was all in the horoscope. You believe in horoscopes?
Well, no, but all of a sudden...
What is your birth date?
My birth date is August the 16th.
You're a Leo.
I'm a Leo.
Very strong Golden Greek. Very strong.
I have my moments. I'll
bet you do.
But he went on to say something else, didn't he?
So anyway, here's what happened. So after that, I got a job with Joey Bishop, being his Ed McMahon. And then one day, 2.5 years later, Joey walked off the show, left me to continue it, and me and some other people. But on the very last show, They said, well, who do you want for your last guest? I said, maybe I'm crazy, but bring me back Sidney Omar. So back comes Sidney. So I said, Sidney, you know what's going on around here. First, tell me about Joey. What's in the future for him? And he said, well, Joey's going into semi-retirement. No, he's not good. You're not going to hear much from Joey. And we didn't. He took that leave, you know, very personally, and he was a little bitter about it. Johnny Mann, the band leader. Well, Johnny's going to have a show right away. And sure enough, Johnny got a half-hour show. And then I asked him the dreaded question. Well, what about me, Sidney? What do you see for Regis?
Did you refer to yourself as Regis back then?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. But I love, you know, well, I'll tell you about that in a minute. So anyway, Sidney says, let me tell you something. Your name is going to become a household word in America. I said, really? I couldn't believe it because of all the bad luck I've had. Yes, it is going to become. I said, well, gee, Sidney, when? Oh, it's going to be a while. Well, tell me, how long do I have to wait? 6 minutes? 6 months? 9 months? How long? He said, 20 years. This was 1969. In 1968, I was syndicated, and by 89, 88, we got syndicated, 89, it was, Kathy Lee and I had pretty well made our stride. So he was right on the money.
That's incredible,
That
isn't
is,
it?
yeah.
So you had said you believed in astrology in past tense. Do you still believe in it?
I do. I check mine every day.
Come on, really?
Honest to God.
Do you live by it?
I don't live by it. It's a little bit of a guide or a warning for guys like you.
Have you ever read anything where you're like, oh, I'm not getting out of bed today?
Oh, yeah. Once in a while, you get to read that, you know, and then you got to be on your guard. You know, Kathy Lee could get offended. Kelly could go crazy, whatever.
Exactly. So now that you have this the future is yours. You don't
Yes.
have to be in this place every day.
Right.
Do you think you'll finally get the call to be on Saturday Night Live?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
What are we going to have to do here?
Why, what does SNL mean? Is that big to
Well,
you?
no, I heard that you wanted to do it.
It's a little Saturday night show.
I know. I grew up watching...
You're bigger than SNL.
No, I grew up watching SCTV, but I respect the people who came from SNL. So I heard it was important to you.
No, I do too. No doubt about it. And it is a great show. And the fellow who runs it, I know very well. His name is, who's the producer of Saturday Night?
Lorne Michaels?
Peter, Lorne Michaels.
Lorne Michaels, yeah.
From Canada.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of them are.
Yes.
Anyway. They got a lot of talent here. So anyway, Lorne Michaels, you know, for years, Kelly's done the show, Kathy Lee did the show, everybody did the show but me. And I didn't mind. I understood Kelly, beautiful girl, you know. So one day I get a phone call from Lorne Michaels. And I'm not there to receive the call. Lorne Michaels calls, wants you to call him back. So I said, well, I know he's not calling about me performing on the show, but I will pretend like I'm expecting it. So I called this poor guy back. I said, Lorne, Regis, yes. I said, Lorne, you know, I've waited all my life for this call. and I can't tell you, years I've waited, Lorne, and now it's happening. I'm so ecstatic. I just am so happy. Thank you so much for calling. And he's trying to interrupt me. Regis. No, Lorne, I just got to tell you. Thank you. Thank you. So from the bottom of my heart, Lorne. Thank you. I wish my mother was still alive to see this. Regis. And then finally, I shut up and he said, well, Regis, it's not that call. He wanted something else. I forget what it was.
30 chapters in this book, 3 pages on Steven Spielberg. Tell me about
That's
Steve.
one of my favorite stories. You know, this book is about the people who have influenced me and inspired me and made me want to be better. I'm sure you've met some people like that.
Absolutely.
Some beautiful women.
Not just, but yes.
Yes. And so, anyway, years ago on the Joey Show, one day he says to me, we're doing the monologue, and he says, Regis, I want you to go into the audience and ask them, get a young person, and ask him how he feels about the country and whether or not he's going to make whatever ask him what he wants to be when he gets older. I said, fine. So I go in the audience, there's the young guys there, and I say, hey, young fella, you heard Joey. He wants to know how you feel about everything, and tell me what it is you want to do. And the kid could not talk. Now, I was very shy when I was young, too, And I was almost ashamed or I wanted to conceal the fact that I wanted to go into this business because I didn't know what if I had any talent. I didn't want people to laugh. So I kept my mouth shut. And this kid did the same thing. And I'm looking at him, and I'm seeing myself in his face. He can't talk. And
Petrified kid.
Petrified. And I said, now just relax. You know, Joey just wants to know, what is it you dream about? What is it that you want to do? He couldn't say it. So then I said, well, yeah, that's okay. One day it will come to you. I hope you get your dream come true. And I leave and I go down to somebody else. I don't know, 35 years go by. One night in New York, I'm at a movie. It's a premiere for a movie, and a lot of people are there. And this gal, Peggy Siegel, who's very, very aggressive, says, Regis, I want you to meet somebody. And I go, and I see a guy standing there with 4 people around him, interviewing him. So I stand behind the people because I don't want to interrupt them. And then I finally said, you know, he doesn't care. Let me go. No, don't go. I said, no, I'm going. And I walk away, and I hear this guy say, Regis, I want to talk to you. And I turned around, and there was this guy in the middle. So he comes up to me, and he says, you know, years ago, I was in the audience of the Joey Bishop show, and you came down to the audience. And you wanted to hear from someone, some young person, about what they wanted to accomplish in their life. And I couldn't answer the question. I couldn't do it. And to this day, when I see you on TV, that whole thing comes back to me. And I should have said something, and I didn't.
That kid talked to you. You met him.
Right. And that was Steven Spielberg.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a great story.
It's Jurassic Park, right? That screening?
Right around there, yeah.
That's an incredible headspace, but it shows you what a kid can become. Do you think maybe you're partly responsible for him coming out of his
Oh, I
shell?
don't think so. No. But, you know, my lesson to kids when I go to my high school and make a little lecture is you've got to be confident. You've got to, don't be afraid to tell people what you want and what you expect to get, and then you got to make it happen.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't happen until you tell them, hey, this is it.
Bing Crosby or Dean Martin?
For what? Crosby was the first giant in our business.
Yeah.
Paved the way for Frank, Perry, Dean, all of them. And they all will tell you that in their own books. He was dynamite.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so between Kathy Lee or Kelly, whose kids were more tolerable?
Why are you getting tough with me? I'm your biggest fan. I'm going to fix you up with somebody after the show.
This is not for anybody but just you and I. It's just two guys talking.
Kathy Lee's kids, they were babies when they were born on the show, as was a couple of Kelly's kids. Which were more tolerable, you know?
You don't actually have to.
I dropped Kelly's baby when he was 6 months old. I dropped him on his head. I was babysitting, all right? And I got confused, and the kid dropped on his head.
At home you were babysitting?
At her home. Yeah, and he never stopped smiling.
The book, How I Got This Way. It's a lot of the people who really influenced Regis and helped him get to this place. Regis Philbin, everybody. Thank you.